Okay, in this video, people, I want to show you how you can edit an existing tile set that you're using in your game. So I have this tile set here that I made, and you can see I'm using it in my game here. Here's the tile set. And I've used a lot of these tiles extensively throughout this level. And I don't want to change that, but I want to make a change to my tile set in Photoshop. I'm not happy with one of the tiles, so I want to edit it. That's really common. So let's talk about how we can do that without messing things up in Game Maker. So firstly, I've got my tile set here, and I want to make an edit. For a start, I might as well just delete this first tile, okay, because it's not in use anyway. Whoops, select correct layer. This is a smart object. Okay, just ignore that, right? Okay, delete it. Okay, delete that layer, that tile there. What other change will I make? I'm using that one a lot. This tile here is the same as that tile, so I might as well delete that tile, and I got a new space there. And perhaps quickly I'll just, what I was wanting to make, let's just go and I'll duplicate this one, and really quickly I'm going to paint this tile. I'm going to make a corner piece. That's going to just go down like that. Maybe I just make a corner piece like this. I've got the pixel grid turned off. That's handy, better. Okay. And it's 4 pixels by 4 pixels. Okay, there's my corner piece. I think that should work. These ones, yeah. Okay, so what I've done is I've just made some changes now to the tile set. And I'm going to export this as a PNG file, export, quick export as PNG. There's my first tile set. I'll call this, don't overwrite it. First tile set 2. You can overwrite it, but it's unsafe to do so. If you're unsure, then just always make a new version. So I'm going to flick back over now to Game Maker, and I want to update this tile set with my new one. Okay, so in the resources panel, we want to go there, and remember we first brought our tile set in as a sprite, so that's where the actual artwork sits for the tile set. I can see it here, sprite tiles light. Okay, and that is this current tile set uses sprite tiles light. Okay, there it is. So I can actually open up sprite tiles light by double clicking its icon. Here it is here. And I could re-import now my new artwork. Here it is, first tile set 2, open. And now it's changed. Okay, you can see the missing one, and it's got my new tile there. And because this is sprite tiles light, my tile set is now using it. You can see it's changed. So let's go back to my room. And now I've got these 2 new tiles, this one new tile to use, and I was careful because I did realize I had used this tile across here, but I didn't use the second one. So I replaced the tile that I hadn't used. Otherwise, if I replaced the tile that I had used, you'd see that new tile here. Perhaps just to reiterate that, let's actually edit a tile that is used in the game, and then you'll see how it's kind of updated. So this one here is quite extensively used, so I might just go, instead of this dark grey, pick that, and I'm going to give it a weird red centre. It's got light in it. Okay, File, Quick Export as PNG. Now this time, because I know I'm safe, I'm going to overwrite my first tile set too. Save, yes. Now notice it hasn't updated here, and it hasn't updated here. It doesn't automatically pull through the new tile set again. We still have, I believe, it may update if we close the program and open it again. There's no update button, so we still have to import it. It's the same one. There it updates, and there in my room it's updated immediately because we've updated that tile. So the way GameMaker does it is, when it's creating the tile set, it gives each tile a number. Should we go back to our tile sets here? Oops. Zoom in a bit. So I think the first tile is 0, and then it just assigns a number from left to right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So in your level, what the game engine is remembering is just the number of the tile, okay? And then whatever you put in that tile space or is in that tile set will be used in the game. Okay. So that's fine. We can update and edit an existing tile set. We can re-import the tile here, and it automatically updates throughout the tile set and then into the map where we've used it. So that is really handy. Okay, now I've got this little corner piece I could use, and I could do something like this with it. Place it there, and I could add these bits, and I can add this bit, and do something like that. Maybe I'll just go boom. Oh no, I'll go like this, sort of finish it off. There we go. Right, so that is very handy. You can do that, and that saves you often having to re-import a whole new tile set and having a whole new layer. The next thing you might think to yourself, well, why can't I make this tile set bigger and add more tiles to it? And that way on this layer I could have a whole lot more tiles here that I could use, and yes, you can do that as well. However, there's one major trap you can fall into, and that is whenever you add new tile spaces to an existing tile set, you must add them an existing tile set that you have already used in a level. Okay, if you haven't used the tile set in a level, this doesn't matter, but if it is used in a level, then you must add the new tile spaces after the last tile, because of the way the GameMaker numbers them and uses them. Okay, for example, I'm going to add some tile spaces here to the right hand side, which is not after the last tile, okay, it's sort of in between them, thinking about the numbering, because it would then go 1, 2, 3, 4, and tile 4 would be this one instead of that one. Okay, so let's see what happens when we do that. I'm going to go to my image menu, canvas size, and this is how we change the actual canvas size of our document. I'm going to anchor it from the left hand side so it adds new space width to the right. I'll change that to 160, which is 128 plus 32. Now we've got our new tile spaces. I just really quickly scribble something in here. File, export, quick export as PNG. First tile set 3. So I'll switch back over to GameMaker. Right, I'm going to update my tile set with my new tile set. Import, tile set 3, open, there we go. Still works in my tile set here. You can see it's still cutting it up correctly, and I've got these new weird tiles to use. But let's go and have a look at what's happened now in my game. Okay. You can see it's really messed it all up. It's not only swapped around the tiles that were here, it's messed them all up. The new tiles that have been added are in here. It's just looking really funky. Okay, and if you think about it, it's quite logical because of the way it numbers them. So our tile set is now numbered 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is tile 4. Beforehand, this was tile 4. So that's why you can see this tile was what was used all throughout this section. So it's just remembering tile 4, and now you've changed what tile 4 is. It's now this one, so that is what is being displayed. So that's why you can't really add tile spaces in between tiles that have already been used in a level. Okay, but you can add them afterwards, because at that point all this numbering remains intact, and then it's just got new spaces for you to use. So let's go back and do that. We'll go back to Photoshop here, and I'll just step back. Okay, I'm going to add tile space at the bottom. Image, canvas size, anchor it from the top so that it adds the space going downward. This anchor dongle here is really important when you're adding new tile spaces. And remember, all I'm doing is adding 32 pixels. I could add 64 if I wanted 2 rows, but I'll just add 32. So 160, okay. Now you can see I have new tile spaces. I'll just draw some tiles. File, quick export as PNG. Now I'm actually going to overwrite this one. Back to Game Maker. Back to my resources. Back to my tile. Sprite. Import the new one. Okay, now it's at the bottom. Now our numbering will be correct again. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it will automatically fix our level. Okay, just fixes it. And we've got these sprites down here that these tiles down here that we can use. So the key takeaway there is, if you want to add space onto the bottom of a tile set that you have already used in a level, you must add that space to the bottom after the last tile. Okay, so don't start making your tile sets don't start adding tiles from the bottom up. Always add them from the top, paint downwards, so you can add space at the bottom. You can see here I've got a large tile set that I'm working on. My castle exterior and interior castle tile set, and I'm filling up the top half. This is a 20 by 20 tile set. I'm filling up the top half first, and I'll just keep adding new tiles into these spaces. I sort of paint tiles anywhere I like, and then before importing them I move them around and position them neatly, try and use up the space really efficiently. You can see I've got empty spaces up here which I can use to add new tiles as well. I won't change the location of the current tiles, because again, the numbering matters. And quickly I'll just flick back over to Game Maker. You can see I've imported this one already. There's my sprite. There's my tile set. Didn't name it. Okay, and then I'm ready to start using that in my level. Okay, that's the end of this video. I hope it was helpful.